When the lies stop working and the truth finally starts to speak, that's when you start hearing your soul's voice. Woo! That says a lot. Hey, I'm Laura Lalaki, vocalist, soul seeker, purpose walker, and just a chick out here trying to be a good human. So, after years of putting my gifts on pause and shrinking my truth to fit in, I'm reclaiming every part of me. Welcome to week 4 of our journey to find our soul's voice. This is based upon my journey of working through The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. And this is my first time around. I've never done it before. I had heard of the book and I thought this is about time that I need to start digging into my truths and to make myself happy because I feel like I wasn't really walking in my life's purpose. I was dabbling in it, but not really doing it. And so this is my journey. I'm not affiliated with the author or the book in any way. This is my journey, but I'm taking you on my journey in the hopes that you will join me on this journey. So we are now on week 4. So if you've missed any part of it, go back to week 1 and then take your time with the process. This is not something you want to rush. Take your time in the process. This video is going to be here. So this week, I had to face a truth I didn't want to write. And in my morning papers, I call them my morning papers, Julia calls them morning pages. It was hard for me to even write it in my book. I noticed that I just kept kind of ignoring that sentence until finally I just closed my eyes and wrote it out. Now, the reason I had a hard time facing this is because sometimes you just don't want to see in writing what you don't want to say. And that can get pretty deep, right? And also because once you say it, you can't unknow it. And once you know the truth, the old lies really do stop working. And that's where integrity begins. And that's what's the topic this week in the book. You know, not in being you perfect. You know, it's not about you being perfect, but it's finally being honest with you. And that can be kind of scary. So my series, Finding Your Soul's Voice, isn't just some cute little title. It's actually life's work. And I hope that you are definitely diving in with me. So let's go back a little bit and let's talk about the power of the morning papers. I call them morning papers because I'm a Prince girl and there's a song called that. It's where you sit down first thing in the morning and you write 3 unfiltered pages of whatever wants to come out of your mouth. It's not always deep. It's not always poetic. Some days it's just a brain clutter. Sometimes it doesn't make sense. Sometimes you're actually just even saying blah, blah, blah. I don't have anything to say. But then there are days when something true really shows up. So this week I wrote something that really did shake me. And it was, you say you're too busy to sing, but really you're scared. Wow. Scared that if I show up fully and people don't love it, then it's going to prove that I was never enough to begin with. You know, sharing this stuff is not easy. I'm putting this out there. So I'm actually literally kind of shaking in the fact that I shared that truth with you because this one really really hurt. It really hurt me, but it also freed me because once the truth came out, I started to work on me. It started to heal. It started to rearrange some things in my mind. It started to manifest in everyday things. It helped me to see myself again, not the version of what everybody else was seeing of me or told me that I was supposed to be, but the one that I've been hiding. And let me give you a little example of that. I sing for worship service for my church. And we do all types of songs. Some of them I'm comfortable with, some of them I have to work a little harder for. And like the one that we recorded this past week was really deep dig in, and I was afraid of it because I thought to myself, you don't sing like that. You know, you're usually the backup girl when you're singing like that. And it was a deep gospel, I mean, stir your soul song. And I was upset because I was like, I can't sing like this. I don't know what to do. And of course, my husband, always the encourager, was like, you don't have to sing like that. That's not what I'm asking you to do. What I'm asking you to do is take that, turn that into something that you can do. And then as we recorded, I went for things vocally that I never would have tried, not even 6 weeks ago. And there were good notes, there were bad notes, but I let myself feel it. And that is absolutely huge for me. And so a truth came out because the first thing I thought was, I can't sing like that. What will people say? You know, will they think that I'm a fake? Will they like it? Well, I caught myself. I caught myself because not all truth comes easy. And not all lies want to leave peacefully. So here's another one that I've actually lived with for years. You can't build a life doing what you love. That's not responsible. That's not realistic. You are a young mother. And that lie was handed to me like a family recipe. You're supposed to be safe. It needs to be familiar. It needs to be generational, right? And I swallowed it whole until I realized it was killing my voice, my joy, and my peace. Lies like that take root. They twist into your routines, your choices, your self-worth. But here's the thing. If you don't start weeding them out, they'll keep choking your purpose. Slowly, quietly, but completely. And before you know it, you have a whole garden of weeds. So I'm starting to pull them out one by one, word by word. And so this week we talk about integrity. And I used to think that integrity meant doing what you said you were going to do for others. Now I know it means not abandoning yourself in the process. That means keeping your promises to you. It means saying no even when it disappoints someone. It means walking away even when you don't have a backup plan. It means telling the truth even when your voice shakes. That's the work that I am doing. And if you're here, obviously you're on week 4 and you want to do this work too. Have you really started to join me on this journey? Or are you just sitting back going, I'm going to watch her do this series first, and then I'm going to decide. And then each week you're going, maybe I should be writing something, right? Wherever you are in the process, just be honest with yourself. Because if you continue to lie and say, I'm going to do this, and then you put it in the back of your brain and you let other things stop you, then you're not being honest with yourself. So talk to me. Talk to me. Let's get honest. I want to hear from you, not the polished version. I want to hear the real one. And here's a few questions that I want you to sit with. You're more than welcome to drop them in the comments. If you want to private message me, you can. Or if you want to write them in your morning pages, use them as prompts. But I want to ask you this question. What's one word that describes your relationship with your truth right now? What is one word that describes your relationship with your truth right now? Mine is freedom, because I'm finding the freedom to let go. I'm finding the freedom of thinking to myself, I don't care what anybody else thinks. I'm finding the freedom to have my own voice and not try to mimic others, but allow my voice to have the freedom to do what it wants to do, to have the freedom to feel what it wants to feel, have the freedom to soar to new heights, to try new things, whether I'm good at them or not. You can't be good at everything the first time you try, and that is one of the lies I have told myself. So what is your one word? Now, if you've joined me on this journey and you're writing in your morning pages, do you write your truth? Are you afraid to put that truth on paper? Do you speak it out loud? Do you talk to yourself? Or do you keep all of that locked up inside? You don't write it in the book because you think, oh my God, if I write it down, you're scared to see it. Or, oh my God, if I write it down, somebody might read it. Lock it. Lock it. So are you writing your truth? Are you speaking it loud? Are you keeping it locked inside? And I want to ask you one more thing. Do you think being honest with yourself is harder than being honest with others? Boy, I just had something bubble up in me just as I said that. It is harder for me to be honest with myself because I'm afraid sometimes of what happens if I'm not the good girl. What if I'm the rebel? What if Pastor hears me? What if family members hear me? What if? It's harder to be honest with yourself. Remember what I said earlier when I was writing in my journal? I pussyfooted all along. I just pussyfooted. I don't want to write that. I'm thinking it, but I don't want to write that. And when I wrote my truth and looked it in the face, looked it in the eye and said, whoa, things changed and something clicked. So write that in your journal if that helps you. What are you afraid of? Now, we write affirmations. I have 2 journals. I have the journal that I do my morning pages, my 3 pages every day of free flow. It doesn't matter what you write. It's not meant to be a personal journal. It's to help you to get your creative juices flowing. You can doodle, you can write, you can say things. You can just go blah, blah, blah. I don't want to today, and just put anything down in there. And then my other journal is full of extra work, like my affirmations, writing my affirmations. You are supposed to write 3 affirmations 5 times every day. Okay. And you can come up with your own. You can pick some that you absolutely love before. And then I have some that I always suggest to you. So here is 3 that you could use. I honor the truth of who I am, even when it challenges who I've been. 2, I release the need to perform and give myself permission to just be. I don't need to perform for anybody. 3, every time I tell myself the truth, I return to my power. Listen, this isn't easy work, but it's sacred. It's not about fixing yourself. It's about finding yourself again and again and again. So if you've been feeling like you're drifting from your truth, come back home. If you've been lying to yourself just to keep the peace, come back home. If you're ready to be whole, not perfect, come back home. And if you're on this path with me, I hope that you have found your home. Home is not always 4 walls and a roof. Home, your spiritual being, your whole reason for being here. You have a life purpose. And if you're not walking in it, you're not really living. And I'm only speaking the truth of Lala. This was heavy for me. We're doing this work one honest word at a time. And I encourage you to keep going. That's what I have for you this week. Make sure you subscribe, follow, or share this with someone who's ready to reclaim their voice too. So if you're picking up what I'm putting down, smash the button, talk to me, and share. And don't forget to join our Facebook group and to grab your workbook for this week. I am Laura Lala Key. And I wish you nothing but love and life and so many blessings that you cannot hold them all. Now go be a good human, because you never know when a smile is going to save somebody's life. Sugar. Peace.